what's happening overall with with the Iraq war funding bill. So the Senate takes this bill up, and the Democrats have put in there this GI education bill that we just explained. They put in there 13 weeks of extra unemployment because of the recession benefits. And they've put in a whole bunch of other good projects. For example, to build about $5.8 billion to build levees in New Orleans. You know, maybe in case another hurricane hits, right? A lot of things that it's very hard to object to. But of course, Bush objects to it. And he says, no, I want my bill exactly as I want it. Not a penny more, not a penny less. Okay? Otherwise, veto. And he promised to veto. And normally when Bush threatens to veto, what happens? The Democrats back down, the Republicans support him, and he gets his way. He holds his breath until he turns blue, and then the Democrats give it to him. But get a load of what happened today. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Bush lost. 75 senators voted in favor of the Democratic proposal. That is veto proof. That means if Bush vetoes it, it doesn't matter. They could override the veto. Now, there's a couple of legislative steps that they have to do to get to the point where they would override that veto, because there's a House version and they have to reconcile it, etc. But this is the heart of it. This is 75 senators on the record, including, obviously, a great deal of Republicans, nearly half of the more than half the Republicans, including people like Larry Craig and Crapo from Idaho. That's a real senator, by the way, Senator Crapo from Idaho. He's the one in the bathroom stall next to Craig in the Idaho Republican Senate delegation. Anyway, they got together and they said, hey, look, it turns out we're getting our ass kicked in the polls, and we can't keep supporting Bush. Hello, McFly! It's good to see you. That's exactly right. And what I love about this story is the Democrats were so surprised by it, they didn't know what to do. They're like, boy, wow, wait, they voted with us? Like, oh, we didn't see that coming. Earlier, the Democrats had secretly leaked to the press that they were eventually going to give in. Of course, because that's what they always do, right? They were getting ready to surrender. They're like, somebody hand me a white flag. What's happening? What? We won? You sure about that? Veto proof? Veto proof? Huh. Interesting. All right, well, put it back. Put it back. Lo and behold, the Republicans, and here, that is the most relevant part of the story. The Republicans have gotten the memo. They realize they're getting killed, not based on how they run the campaigns, not based on any superficiality. It's because they're wrong. They're wrong. And if they don't join the Democrats soon, they're in a world of trouble. And this vote today is a result of those special elections that we told you about. Remember how important I told you that Illinois, Louisiana, and Mississippi congressional elections were? And I said, remember, oh, don't worry about what's happening in West Virginia. The more important election is what's happening in Mississippi for that small House seat. It turns out, after that, the Republicans were like, holy cow, how did we lose in the heart of Mississippi? And they pressed the panic button. And they're in mid-panic now. This is a sea change in American politics. And I love that they finally came to the realization that, hey, wait a minute, maybe constantly voting with a president whose popularity is between 19% and 26%, whose unfavorability ratings broke records, and he's more unfavorable than Richard Nixon ever was. Maybe voting with that guy is not a good idea. You don't say. It's a new day in America.